Alright, what's up everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into something monumental, something absolutely massive. We're talking about 150 years of college football history, boiled down to the absolute legends of the game. This isn't just a list, it's a celebration of greatness, a journey through time, from the leather helmet era to the high-def highlights we see today. We're about to count down the 10 greatest players to ever lace them up on a Saturday. 10! And let me tell you, this list is going to cause some arguments. It's going to make you cheer, it's going to make you scream at your screen, and that's exactly what we want. This whole thing is about honoring the titans, the game changers, the guys who became household names and left an indelible mark on their universities and the sport itself. From coast to coast, from the Big Ten to the SEC, these are the players whose legacies are etched in stone. So grab your popcorn, get comfortable, because you are not going to want to miss a single second of this. We're kicking this thing off, counting down from number 10 all the way to the undisputed number 1. Who will it be? Will your favorite player make the cut? That's for you to decide. Let's get this debate started. The countdown starts now. Let's go. Kicking off our top 10, we've got a dude who was so versatile, so unbelievably talented, he did something almost nobody thought was possible. We're talking about Mr. Charles Woodson, out of Michigan. In a sport that's all about offense, quarterbacks, running backs, this guy flipped the script entirely. He was a lockdown corner, a punt return specialist, and he'd even line up on offense and catch a touchdown pass. And then, 1997, he led Michigan to a national championship. He won the Heisman Trophy. A primarily defensive player won the Heisman. He beat out a quarterback legend, Peyton Manning. Charles Woodson is a certified legend, our number 10, a true Michigan man. Coming in at number 9, we have a guy who was pure electricity, a blur of speed and power who put an entire university on his back. Tony Dorsett, University of Pittsburgh. Before Pitt was known for anything else in that era, they were known for TD. A machine from the second he stepped on campus, ran for over 1,000 yards as a freshman. His running style was beautiful to watch, lightning-quick cuts, breakaway speed, finding the smallest crease and exploding through it. The defining peak, 1976 season. Not just great, perfect. Undefeated record, national championship, rushed for over 2,000 yards, won the Heisman Trophy, put the team on his shoulders, ran through defenders, ran around defenders, ran over defenders. Tony Dorsett is our number 9, an absolute legend. Alright, at number 8, we've got a player whose story is bigger than football. A true leader, a patriot, one of the toughest competitors to ever step on a gridiron. I'm talking about Roger Staubach, Captain America himself, from the Naval Academy. Playing at Navy is a different animal. You're not just a football player, you're a midshipman. In that environment, Staubach became an icon, a quarterback ahead of his time. In an era dominated by the run game, he was a dual-threat nightmare, a cannon for an arm and legs to escape pressure and pick up big yards. His defining moment, 1963. As a junior, he led Navy to a 9-1 record and a number 2 ranking. He won the Heisman Trophy, a player from a service academy winning college football's top award. He served a 4-year military commitment, including a tour in Vietnam before starting his pro career. Roger Staubach is our number 8, a legend in every sense of the word. Number 7 on our list is a guy who was more than just a football player. He was a cultural phenomenon, a quarterback who played with so much passion and heart that he inspired an entire nation of fans. Let's talk about Tim Tebow at the University of Florida. From the moment he stepped on campus in Gainesville, you knew this kid was different. He had this infectious energy, this fire that you just couldn't teach. As a player, he was a battering ram, a linebacker playing quarterback. Defenses knew on 3rd and short that Tebow was probably going to keep it and run right at them, and they still couldn't stop it. And in 2007, he put together one of the most incredible individual seasons we've ever seen, becoming the first sophomore in history to win the Heisman Trophy. He accounted for 55 total touchdowns that year. The promise speech after that loss to Ole Miss is one of the most iconic moments in college football history, and they didn't lose again. They won the national championship. Tim Tebow storms in at number 7. All right, at number 6, we've got an athlete so gifted, so ridiculously talented, it almost seems unfair. a guy who could have been a Hall of Famer in two different sports. We are, of course, talking about the legendary Bo Jackson from Auburn University. Bo wasn't just a football player, he was a force of nature, an urban legend come to life. The stories about his strength and speed are the stuff of myths, running a 4.12 40-yard dash, breaking baseball bats over his knee. With Bo, you believe all of it because you saw him do things on the field that defied logic. The Bo over-the-top play against Alabama to win the Iron Bowl is an image that is burned into the memory of every college football fan. His 1985 season was the culmination of his greatness. He ran for nearly 1,800 yards and 17 touchdowns, and he was rightfully awarded the Heisman Trophy. The Bo Knows ad campaign wasn't just marketing, it was a statement of fact. Bo Jackson lands at number 6 on our list. Cracking our top 5 is a guy who might have had the single greatest season in the history of college football. A running back so elusive, so magical, that it looked like he was playing a different sport than everyone else on the field. At number 5, it's the one and only Barry Sanders from Oklahoma State. When he finally got his shot to be the lead back in 1988, he didn't just take the opportunity, he shattered every expectation and every record in his path. That 1988 season is pure insanity. The numbers are just staggering. 2,628 rushing yards, 37 rushing touchdowns in just 11 games. He was averaging over 238 yards per game. Watching his highlights from that year is mesmerizing. His ability to stop on a dime, change direction, leave an entire defense grasping at air was unlike anything anyone had ever seen before. He won the Heisman Trophy in a landslide, obviously. Barry Sanders' 1988 season is the benchmark for offensive dominance. For authoring the single greatest season a college football player has ever had, the electrifying Barry Sanders is our number 5. Now we're going way back in the time machine. For number 4, we have to talk about a player who was college football's first true superstar. A guy who was so famous, he put the sport on the map and helped build the NFL. We're talking about the Galloping Ghost, Red Grange from the University of Illinois. His legend was born in one single game in 1924 against Michigan. On the opening kickoff, he took it 95 yards for a touchdown. Then, in the first 12 minutes, he scored 3 more touchdowns, 67 yards, 56 yards, 44 yards, 4 touchdowns in the first quarter. That performance made him a national celebrity overnight. His nickname, the Galloping Ghost, was perfect. He was bigger than the game itself. People came from all over just to get a glimpse of him play. His decision to leave college and sign with the Chicago Bears changed everything. He essentially saved the fledgling NFL and proved pro football could be major league. For his incredible skill and impact on the growth of football, Red Grange, the Galloping Ghost, is our number 4. Coming in at number 3 is a player whose name is, honestly, just synonymous with consistency and greatness. A player who did something so remarkable, it has never been repeated. We're talking about the one and only Archie Griffin, the legendary running back from Ohio State. In the world of college football, winning the Heisman Trophy is the pinnacle of individual achievement. Well, Archie Griffin looked at that dream and decided to achieve it twice, back-to-back. He wasn't necessarily the flashiest back. What he had was incredible vision, toughness, an uncanny consistency. He was the first player ever to start in 4 Rose Bowls. He rushed for at least 100 yards in 31 consecutive games, a record that still stands today. For his unparalleled consistency, his incredible durability, and for being the only 2-time Heisman winner in history, Archie Griffin is our number 3. A Buckeye legend forever. At number 2, we have a player who was so far ahead of his time, he basically invented the modern running back position. A man who was a combination of speed, power, athleticism, the likes of which had never been seen before. We're talking about the great Jim Brown from Syracuse. Before Jim Brown, running backs were often smaller, quicker guys or just straightforward power runners. Brown was both, and then some. He was a 6'2", 230-pound monster who could run like a deer. At Syracuse, he was a multi-sport legend. He was an All-American in football and lacrosse. Some say he might have been even better at lacrosse. His senior season in 1956 was legendary. In the final game against Colgate, he rushed for 197 yards, scored 6 rushing touchdowns, and kicked 7 extra points. He scored 43 points by himself. Jim Brown's legacy is that he set the blueprint for what a feature running back could be. For his revolutionary talent, his unmatched physical dominance, and changing the running back position forever, the legendary Jim Brown is our number 2. And here we are, the number 1 spot, the greatest college football player of all time. This is the guy who was a legend before he even played a down of college football, a folk hero, speed, power. At number 1, we have Herschel Walker from the University of Georgia. From the moment he stepped between the hedges in Athens as a true freshman, it's unheard of. In his very first game, he came off the bench. He ran over a Tennessee defender, a play that's been replayed a million times and still gives you chills. It was a statement. A new king had arrived. For 3 years, Herschel Walker was college football. He was an absolute wrecking ball. He led Georgia to a national championship as a freshman in 1980. He finished in the top 3 of the Heisman voting all 3 years he played, finally winning the award in 1982. He set NCAA records for rushing yards and was the most feared player in the nation for his entire career. Dominance, winning, mythical quality. Herschel had it all. Stronger, faster, better. And he proved it every single Saturday for 3 straight years. He is the standard by which all other college running backs are measured. For his immediate and sustained dominance, for his championship pedigree, for his legendary status, Herschel Walker is, in our opinion, the greatest college football player of all time. And that's the list. Our top 10 greatest college football players of all time. What a ride through history, huh? From the galloping ghost to the phenom from Florida, these are the titans of the sport. Now, I know what you're thinking. How could you leave out player X? My guy should have been number 1. And you know what? I love it. That's what this is all about. This list isn't the definitive end-all be-all. It's a conversation starter. So now it's your turn. Get down in the comments right now and let me know who's in your top 10. Who did we snub? Who did we rank too high or too low? Let's see those lists. I want to see the passion. I want to see you defend your school's legend. This is what it's all about, the community and the love for the game. And don't you worry, because we are far from done. Dick Butkus, Deion Sanders, Joe Montana, Tommy Frazier, the list goes on and on. We're already cooking up the next video, diving even deeper into the top 150, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Thank you all for coming along on this journey through college football history. It was an absolute honor. We'll see you in the comments. Let's go.